You are part of YouTube. As I say, every week you're going to get a notification that says we're streaming live. And did everybody hear that? Say ding. That says that we're streaming live. Now I'm going to turn this off because people are going to start texting me as they do every week. Don't ask me why they text me during. Let's see here. Let me turn this off. Let me close this out. And can everybody see my screen? Everybody good to go? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wednesday night training. On behalf of the Appwizard studio team, I welcome you to our Wednesday night trainings. Been doing this for five and a few months, years and a few months. And there's never been a moment that I have not enjoyed coming on Wednesday nights. We've cried together, we've laughed together, we've trained together. We've done it all right here on Wednesday nights. We are a very tight-knit family. We're I call us a family. I think it's absolutely one of the most amazing places that anyone can be, a part of a group that cares about one another, that shows their love for one another, and that helps one another the way this group does. So once again, welcome to Wednesday night training. It is an absolute pleasure to have you all here this evening. And before we get started, let's remember to remember Woodrow and all of those in Florida. We've got several resellers that are in Florida. Please keep them in your prayers. Woodrow, very fortunately, he's in Tampa. And he survived the storm. I haven't messaged him in the last today, but I have messaged him back and forth, and he's okay. He said just give him time to get the storm damage cleaned up. His mother lives there, also in Florida, so he's got a lot going on. But the ship is still selling, and it's going in the right direction. Have people ask about the servers. The servers are fine. They're not in harm's way. Mark is not in harm's way unless something comes up in the Gulf and goes into Alabama. And I'm in Dallas, Texas, and I'm nowhere near an ocean. We do have rolling blackouts every now and then, and we've had them right in the middle of training. But we're very blessed that and happy that they're good. Everything will be back to normal here in just a few weeks for them, I'm sure. Woodrow's been in the restoration business, so he understands the storms and understands the things that he needs to do. But still keep them in your prayers, and all of those in Florida who have lost so much, all of those in Houston. Houston won't be back together for a long time. We've got a lot of resellers in Houston. A lot of people down there that have lost everything. I've got many friends that have lost everything in Houston. So with all that, with everything that's going on, we can sit here tonight and say we're extremely thankful. We just celebrated 9/11. I say celebrated, not in a way of going out and popping balloons, but we were reminded, and we remembered when those towers came down. The plane went down in PA, and the plane hit the Pentagon. I still remember to this day sitting in the home of a sitting senator with his mother, who did not know what was going on. I was actually there to help her sell her condo that day, and we had a standing appointment, and I was headed up, and she asked me to stay, so I stayed with her the entire time. And so I remember that day like it was yesterday, and my heart still breaks for what happened and what went on. But you know what? Life goes on, things change, everything happens, and we're all here, and we can be very thankful for that. And we're here together as a family. Real quick, if you've not joined our Facebook group, join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/AWS Mastermind. One of the best places in the world to be if you need help from other members, if you have questions that are just general questions. Of course, if you have a technical question, send it to Mark. If you have a question about the program that nobody knows the answer to, which is very seldom inside that group, send a message to me and I'll be more than happy to help you. But this is where the family resides inside this group. Real quick disclaimer, Appwizard Studio nor I cannot guarantee just because you are watching training, you will make any sales, create any traffic, or increase your income. Every person is different, has different work ethics, and different desires. And that's some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to get back into the platform next week. And we may get into it a little bit this evening, but I doubt it because I want to share with you something I got in my email box at 7:01. And it's funny that I received that then. How many of you watch any reality TV, in particular, America's Got Talent? I was watching America's Got Talent when this email came in. Does anybody on here watch America's Got Talent at all other than me? And I watch it on Hulu, so I can watch it at any time I want. I don't watch those shows for the talent, even though it's amazing. I like watching those shows for the story. And the story is what's really, really important. And if you haven't watched America's Got Talent, if you didn't watch last night or the last 3 weeks, I encourage you to not watch it for the show or the reality or whatever else you want to call it. I encourage you to watch it for the stories of these who have come on this show to better themselves, to take their talents to the world, and the things that they have overcome is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's mind-blowing. When I look at what they've done, I ask myself, how in the world can I complain about anything at all? Anything at all. There's one young lady on there, her name is Ketchy, and I can't remember the year that the plane went down, but it was in Africa, and the plane went down, and everybody on board was killed except her. She's burnt from head to toe, and she's in the finals. And absolutely amazing, her story. And it just shows that no matter what you do, no matter where you're at, if you give up, you're only giving up on yourself. If you give up, you didn't have a dream to begin with. And I was asked a question the other day. He said, Kerry said, I'm just going to hang out here for about 30 days and see what this is like. I'm going to tell you now, you can't understand a business in 30 days. I didn't understand a business when I started with Appwizard Studio. I had no clue what I was getting into. When I first started selling apps, I couldn't sell an app to nobody because I confused them so bad that they didn't even know what the heck I was talking about. So I tuned it back. I went way back and I thought, man, I got to make this simple because my life is very simple. For those of you that know me, my life is extremely simple. And I said, I've got to do the same thing with my business. And it took me a few months to get that going. It's taken me 5.5 years to get to where I'm at today. I stayed with one product for 4 years. And that's all I sold. Appwizard Studio has some of the most amazing products I've ever seen come out for the small to medium business. They're extremely easy to put together. They're extremely easy to use if you take time and sit down instead of whining and crying about what you can't do and watch a couple of videos. You will learn how to do it, I promise. And I'm not necessarily talking just to the people on here tonight. I'm talking about all the people that are going to watch this video after you. And the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is because what Google just put out, okay? What Google just put out. When I first started selling mobile apps, and many of you too on here, the Michael Cahills and the Kenny Duttons and those guys that have been around forever, people didn't even know what the heck a mobile web app was. They'd never heard of it before. And it was like, walking in and you were talking to somebody and they spoke English, but you were speaking French and Spanish and German all mixed together. And I'm telling you that if you will take time, and you're not going to do it in 30 days. If you think you are, this is what I tell people now. If you want to try it for 30 days, then you need to try something else because you're wasting your time. It's going to take you maybe a year. It could take you 2 years. It could take you 3 months. Okay. But if you're only going to try it, then try something else because you're not going to make it in 30 days. I mean, it took me that long to even figure out how to log in. I'm not technical. I know how to turn my computer on and push a few buttons. I cut and paste every app that I build. So the reason I'm saying that is when we started, nobody knew anything about mobile web apps. And this was 5 years ago, just 5 years ago. But what I want to share with you tonight is, and I'm going to switch screens real quick. Let me make sure I can do this. Okay, can everybody see my screen there? It's a Google screen. It says Think Google up here. Can everybody see that? I want to make sure you can see this because what I'm about to show you isn't me talking. And usually it's me talking. But sometimes third-party verification is what you need to see. How many of you believe, and I know you've heard this phrase, and I used to hate this phrase when people said it, but it just drove me crazy. But how many of you believe that being mobile is in the right place and at the right time right now? That being in this industry, being able to take these products, whether it's the kiosk, whether it's the mobile web app, whether it's the beacons in the mobile web apps, no matter what your product that you're out there selling. We've got one young lady, Susan. She is absolutely busting out with the directory. She's been a member of the Appwizard Studio for less than a month. I mean, you see what she's doing. She posts her apps. And, you know, I asked her, I said, are you selling those apps? She said, absolutely. And she learned how to build apps doing what? Watching videos, training. That's how she learned. She went into the boot camp and literally within 2 days, she was building amazing apps. I'm standing up right now. I'm very anxious. So I'm sweating and I'm going to be drinking a lot of water just to let you know. Google says, can everybody read what I've got up there? I'm going to read it anyway if you can't. To better understand how people's brand experiences can build or damage brand equity, Google partnered with research firm Purchased on a study of more than 2,000 smartphone owners. The result was over 17,000 brand experiences that shed light on how people interact with brands today and why mobile is critical. Now, I'm going to tell you, and everybody listen to what I'm going to say. If all you're doing is going out and throwing a mobile web app on somebody's desk, then you're doing nothing but hurting them and your business. How many of you own a marketing company? How many of you consider yourself a marketing company? How many of you consider yourself a person who is there to go in and help a small to medium business and or a large business, a large conglomerate, to go in and help them build their business to get a greater return on their investment of the money that they pay you to bring customers back into the store and spend more money so that they will spend money with you? How many of you are in that business? How many of you consider yourself a marketing company? Maybe you consider yourself a mobile marketing company, but whatever you call it, are you a marketing company? Absolutely, Dennis. Hey, Dennis, I need you to do me a favor, buddy. Could you post that the flyer that you created? Dennis created a great flyer for beacons, and I was looking for it today, and I wasn't typing in the right thing, so I couldn't find that. So if you could post that again in the group, I'd greatly appreciate it. Digital marketing agency. Okay, I mean you are that. If you are anything else but a marketing company, a marketing agency. If you're anything else but that, you need to examine what business you're in. Because what's happening is, and I'm speaking because I speak to resellers every day, and they call me and they say, you know what, Kerry, these people didn't renew. And the first question I ask them is, did you give them quality customer service? Well, I went by about every 6 months. You can't go out and ask somebody to give you money if they don't even know who you are. And then I ask them, what kind of marketing program did you put together for them? The mobile app. You know what? You might as well just gave them a newspaper that's 12 years old. Because if they're not using that mobile app, if you don't teach them how to do that, then you're not doing them any good. You will make 10 times the money, get 100 times the referrals, which is where business is. Okay. If you're not getting referral business, your business is not going to grow. 70% of my business is referral-based business. Referral-based business. Anybody here from Boston? Is there anybody on the call from Boston? I say that, Boston, because that's the way this guy talks that calls me. Hey, Kerry, I'm from Boston. And I sold apps in Boston, Massachusetts. I've never been to Boston, Massachusetts. Why? Because a guy that I sold here referred him to me. And he said he liked what he had so much. He wanted the same thing. Referrals has to be a huge part of your business. But if you're not that marketing company, if you're not that marketing agency, if you're not going in helping them to grow their business, okay, and you need to think about this. I hope everybody on this call and everybody watches this training stays up all night long thinking about what I'm talking about, because you need to make some adjustments. If you want to make 6 figures and 7 figures in this industry, you've got to take something to your clients that's going to increase their revenue. Bottom line, if you don't do that, then you've not even stepped up to the plate to bat yet. You have to create a package, okay? And we've talked about packages till we're really blue in the face of all the packages that we have. We've talked about how to do everything you need to do to go out and sell. Really, a lot of people never get off the people that say, I'm going to test it for 30 days and see if it works. They never get off their butts to even walk out the door to go try to sell the product. They never show it to anybody. They sit there and they'd rather reinvent the wheel than actually build their company. If you're not building your company, then you've got a hobby. And guess what hobbies are for? Hobbies are to take up time that you don't have any other time to take up with. Hobbies don't make you any money. How many of you had a lemonade stand when you was growing up? Anybody on here have a lemonade stand when you was growing up? I had lemonade and Kool-Aid. And I had the actual Kool-Aid picture that had the little Kool-Aid man on the front of it. And it was absolutely the coolest thing I ever did. And I was selling it at a nickel at a time. And I thought I was the richest man in the world. But you know what? I sit out there every day to sell Kool-Aid and lemonade because I wanted a new bike. And my dad told me, hey, I tell you what, I'll buy you a new bike. You make half the money. I'll put the other half in. Well, I didn't realize that a bike costs more than a couple of bucks. Okay. So I gave him my couple of bucks and I wound up with a new bike. Pretty good deal, huh? But I was in it because I wanted to have my business make money. And that's what I wanted to do. If you're not there to make money and grow your business, then you've got a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with having a mobile marketing hobby. Nothing at all. Maybe you want an extra $50 a month or something. But I'm talking about building a business. And Google has now substantiated every single thing, okay? Every single thing that we've been saying for 5 straight years. Number one, 2 times more brand experiences happen on mobile than anywhere else, including TV, in-store, etc. 2 times more brand experiences. How many of you are branded? I've worked my butt off to brand my company. Worked my butt off to brand. I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos so that one day someone would recognize my brand. Okay. How many of you have branded your company? How many of you have done that? How many of you, if you walked into town, somebody would know who your brand is? I'll never forget Will Sims. For the first time, and he posted this in the group, for the first time in a long time, he walked around and actually introduced his company to his town. He made 3 sales. I mean, you know, that was proof in the pudding that if you just walk out there and you build your brand and you talk to people and they know who you are, they're going to buy your product. You've got an amazing product, okay? An amazing product. 42% of all mobile brands experiences and 42% of all mobile brand experiences involve search. How many of you go in and you brand the apps, you make sure that the descriptions are set correctly and that you make sure the titles are set correctly so that your mobile web apps can be found online? You can do that, you know. I mean, you can go in and SEO these mobile web apps. You don't have to show the pages necessarily, but you can go in and put blog posts in your apps and do write-ups and find newspaper articles and copy those newspaper articles and put them in those apps. And when that app is crawled, it's going to see all those things and it's going to give you some SEO power. How many of you take your clients' apps and link them up to other things so that their apps are getting that link juice so they can be pushed up into the search engines? I mean, 42% of all mobile brand experiences involve search. So you want to make sure that you are not only marketing them by saying, "Hey, put a table tent next to your point of sale checkout." Make sure that you put a sign on your front window. It shouldn't be make sure. That should be a part of your package that you're selling. Okay, that should be a part of your package that you're selling. Your job is to drive people into that mobile web app so that people get the mobile brand experience so that they continue to come back and shop at that place of business. That's why it's so important that you have texting on your web apps. It's not about, you know, the $15 that you're going to spend. You're going to make 100 times that $15 if you do it correctly and help them build their business. Now, I will tell you, some companies won't sign up a soul unless you're sitting there doing it for them. I don't want to say they're a lost cause, but they're not going to last very long. I'll go back to Will Sims. He had a company, he had a business that he was going to every week to help them build their list. But when he wasn't there, they wouldn't build their list. Guess what's happened to that business since then? They've shut the doors. And the owner of the business told him, "My people don't want to do it." I can tell you now, if you're dealing with a business owner whose people don't want to do it, then guess what? That's probably not somebody that's going to pay you month after month, year after year. You need to go after businesses who want, need, and actually drool over your product. But if you do not help build that mobile brand experience, if you don't help build that, they're missing out on 42% of the business out there. 42% of the business out there. How many of you have ever owned a brick and mortar store? Anybody on here ever owned a brick and mortar store? Anybody owned a brick and mortar store? Actually, a building where someone walked in and brick and mortar is very tough. If you've never done it, brick and mortar is very tough. Some of you have probably worked in brick and mortar stores and saw how tough it was. And you saw the business owner struggling, pulling his hair out or her hair out because nobody came in that day and spent money. But you know what? That 25 cents a square foot that they're paying for that rent, they still had to pay. That electric bill, they still had to pay. So they need you. They need every single person on this call and every single person that's listening on this call. They need you. Google says that mobile is right now the most important thing you can do for those people. 42% of all brand experiences involve search. Over half of all mobile brand experiences are image or video based. 54%, 34% picture or image, 32% text, 20% video, 4% articles, 4% in-person conversation, 4% other, and 2% audio. You guys want to hear one of the number one requests I get? One of the number one requests I get every single week, okay, is can we put an audio feed inside our apps? Why in the world do you want to go after 2% of the market? Why would you want to do that? Why don't you want to go after 34% and sell them a coupon and sell them a video and have someone create a nice coupon image for them and put some nice text underneath that coupon that drives them in? You just got 64% of the market. And 20% video. I know Mike Cahill does a lot of video. Mike Cahill does a lot of nice video. Okay. And Mike Cahill, actually, I started doing video when Woodrow found I can't remember the name of it. I don't use it anymore. I use Camtasia because I create my own custom videos now. But I kind of followed in Mike Cahill's footsteps, because Mike Cahill was posting every single day that he's out there selling video. Now, I haven't sold anything new in about 3.5, 4 years. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this video thing. And we sold 100 of them, 100 videos. Okay. So I know for a fact that pictures and images, because we do coupons, and I know for a fact text works because you got to put something on the coupon. And I know for a fact that videos work. Okay. So that's what, 84% of the market, 86% of the market. I mean, think about what you're doing. And I always say this about Google, okay? If Google says it, you need to follow it. I tell people to make sure you keep everything above the fold on your apps. I didn't just make that up. I got that from Google about 4 years ago. Google said people will not continue to scroll. Now, they will click on the menu button, but people still continue to put 68 buttons on the front of your app. That's what the menu button is there for, to take care of all the miscellaneous clutter so that you can put it on there. And if they're going to click on the menu button, they're going to search and see what else is on your app. I promise you. Or they will not click the menu button. Google says keep everything above the fold, so I keep everything above the fold. And have been very successful doing that, okay? Over half of all mobile brand experiences are image or video based. How many of you are going to sit down tonight after this training and you're going to reevaluate and you're going to say, you know what? I need to think about that image and video based thing. Because if half of all mobile brand experiences are that, I need to make sure my clients are getting the mobile brand experience that they deserve. And you know what's amazing? I'm going to tell you a secret. And Mike Cahill, I probably shouldn't put this secret out there, because if I put this secret out there, everybody's going to do it. They will pay you for those videos. I know that's amazing, but they will actually pay you to do those videos for them. And when you put it on their app, you would be amazed at the number of referrals that you get, because you just put a simple video. You charge them $100 or $200 for it. If you use the spokesperson videos, they're already done for you. They cost you pennies on the dollar, and they will pay you to do that. And you can increase your revenue and drive your sales through the roof by simply putting a video on there. I'll tell you something even more amazing, and this is my number one secret. So I've given you 2 secrets tonight. They will pay you for those coupon ads. I get $49 for every ad image I create. $49. I got one customer, I think I said this last week or week before, pays me every single week. I've been doing it forever. He sends me the text, I change out the image, and he sends me $49. I mean, it's the easiest $49 I've ever made in my life. And he pays me. You know why? Because that image, he makes sure that his customers see it, okay? And they come back in and they spend money. So that $49 is nothing to him. And they pay you to do that. 54%. So tonight, when the call is over, I want you to sit down and I want you to reevaluate, okay, what you're putting on your apps and how you're setting up your apps. Use your apps as a tool to drive traffic, not as a bunch of clutter that nobody's going to read. All right. People don't have time to sit down and read 67 books of stuff in a mobile web app. They're there for one reason: to make a buying decision. To make a buying decision. 5 simple words: to make a buying decision. And when you're speaking to your clients, make sure they understand that. Say, and I'm going to post this when training's over. I was going to post it before training, but I didn't have time. Make sure your clients understand. Say, I'd like to share with you something that Google just put out, who just did a very extensive, and I can guarantee you very expensive survey on what mobile needs to happen. You know, we need to bring nice coupons into your app. Why? Because 34% branding comes from a picture or image. I mean, they open that image every time they walk into the store, right? And it's got the company name on there, and it's got, you know, $2 off the hamburger or whatever it is. And then when they open the app, if you put the app, like I showed last week, how to put it right on top of the mobile web app on the front page, they can have a really nice video up there. And I don't care if the video is $1,000 or $10,000. Those videos work because people remember them. Okay. We used to have a guy here. I can't remember his name, but I remember his ads. Matter of fact, he used to do ads everywhere. He would come out. His name was Cal. And he would come out and he'd be riding a big longhorn steer, and he owned a car company. And I think Mike Cahill was born here in Texas. He probably remembers this or lived in Texas. He would come out and he would ride a big Cal Worthington. Thank you. He'd ride a big old steer out and do his commercials. And one time he rode a big elephant out and he'd, you know, shop with Cal and just a good old country boy. But I'm telling you, those brands stick in your brain. So if they can do something crazy, if they want to jump off their building or do a bucket challenge for their video and invite people to come in and do their thing, let them do that. Let them do that. This is the number that blew my mind. 78% of mobile brand experiences are described as positive. Now, this is all new, okay? This is April of 2017. There you go. My man. Love me some Michael Cahill. Born and bred. He always says Texas is in his heart no matter where he lives. 78% of mobile brand experiences are described as positive. If you took a survey today of everybody you sold an app to, and I can tell you how you'll know. I mean, if you've been doing this a year and it's time for those renewals to come up and they don't renew, it's probably not 78%. You need to make sure that when he pushes that button or you push that button and they send that text message out that says, come in today for our special offer, and that text message opens up to that nice image coupon that we were talking about a while ago, or that nice video advertisement that guy spent $500 with you on, that they have a great experience from that. It sends them into the store. What they paid, what they saw actually happened. They got $2 off the burger or the free Coke or whatever that ad was. If that experience is positive, guess what's going to happen? That client is going to come back, and they're going to come back every single time. I put these stats out during, I think it was a kiosk webinar. Out of 100 people, 60 people will not come back into a store. Out of 100 people, the first time, 60 people will not come back. And the reason they don't come back is because they have a bad experience. No customer engagement. No one talked to them. No one shared anything with them. When they walked out of the store, they did not get a coupon. Okay. Nobody cared whether they were there or not. So they need to make sure. And with Beacon technology today, I mean, everything in that store is interactive. I mean, they should have an amazing, you should give them enough inside that store that they never have a reason to leave. As soon as they walk in that store, if you're using beacons, the first thing that that person that's standing behind the counter should tell them is, make sure you check your notifications on your phone because we have special deals inside the store just for our beacon program. Let me tell you something. They're going to have those phones out. They're going to have nearby on, and they're going to be checking for those specials. And you know what's going to happen the next time they walk in that store? They don't have to be told. They just bought a new pair of blue jeans that normally cost $100 for $50. They just bought a belt to go with them that normally costs $30 for $15. And they picked up a set of earrings that would have normally cost $25, and they got them for $5. And let me tell you why that happened. Because the person behind the counter told them, pick up your phone. That beacon sent them into that mobile web app. They had an absolute amazing brand experience. And next time they walk in, they're going to pick it up and they're like, whoa, look at these specials today. That's what brings people back in. And that's the kind of experience you need to make sure that your clients receive. They absolutely need to receive that. 3 most common positive descriptors of mobile brand experiences were easy. How much easier is it to get a coupon sent to you on an app? I know everybody on here has heard me say this about 25,000 times, and I say it over and over and over because I want you to get it. But I love getting my Subway, and I love getting my Sonic notifications, my text messages. I love getting those. Why? Because it's easy. Like Kenny Dutton says, easy peasy. It's easy. They've got it set up where it's automatic. It goes out every single Wednesday. The same thing with Subway. Every single Wednesday, I get my Subway special. Now, what Sonic does is you got to come in today and get it. Only on Wednesday, okay? What Subway does is they give you the exact same reward that we have in our app that you can set up for any business, okay? The punch card system, okay? You can set that up and set up the same reward for any business out there. Subway uses that system. And you can set it up. And it's easy. It's helpful. Isn't it helpful to walk into a business and they've got a kiosk sitting on their counter, and all you got to do is put in your phone number, and you collect a phone number so you can send them out specials, and you collect a phone number so you can send them out a birthday reward, and you don't never have to do anything else except set it and forget it, and it'll go out every single Wednesday, and it'll automatically go out on their birthday. Do you not think for a second that those customers of that client of yours is going to be thrilled to death when they get those special coupons on their phone? And not only that, they're going to be even more thrilled because you set up a great beacon campaign for them, and they've got about a half a dozen beacons set up at between 7 and 10 feet inside their store, and you're directing those customers right to where the sale is, and they're selling more product. And you're sending them to portions of places in that store where nothing ever sells, and now they're making money on that square footage that never returned them a dime on their investment. And I just talked about 3 different programs right there. 3 different programs that you need to be experienced in, that you need to touch, that you need to play with, that you need to set up, that you need to put on your counter at home, that you need to do all these things with, so that you can build a true marketing company. And convenience. How many of you like convenience? Is everybody asleep? I hope not. I'm sweating. I'm standing up. I'll be on top of my chair in a minute to try to get some oxygen. How many of you like convenience? Anybody on here like convenience? Absolutely, we like convenience. We love things that are convenient. I mean, that's why we all have a microwave oven. So you can throw in the convenient meal that is frozen, so you can have a quick lunch, and then your wife can make your meals up from supper the night before, and you can throw them in the next day and warm them up at work. Hopefully none of you are working. Hopefully all of you own your own company, and you don't, when you own your own business and it's successful, it's not work anymore. It's fun. 89% of people are likely to recommend a brand after a positive brand experience on mobile. That alone should encourage you to literally go to every one of your customers tomorrow and say, we need to increase your brand positive experience on your mobile phone. How are we going to do that there, Dan Palmer? I tell you what we're going to do. We've got a program. It's called the Kiosk Program. Now, I'm going to tell you, I want to be right up front with you. I want to be transparent. That Kiosk Program is going to cost you $400. But let me tell you the benefit of having that Kiosk Program. Now, he just dropped his teeth, okay? But Dan's not going to back off. Why? Because Dan's going to be armed with what Google just put out April of 2017. Now, he's going to say, Dennis, 89% of people are likely to recommend a brand after a positive brand experience on mobile. We need to make sure that your customers are having a positive brand experience so that they can share this app and share that experience with everybody in town. So now everybody knows, Dennis, that you've got beacon sales. And when those clients walk in and they start getting those specials, they're going to tell somebody else. Everybody's got a positive experience. It's easy, it's helpful, and it's convenient. And I can promise you, he's going to say, I tell you what, Dan, I'm going to try that. If it don't work, I want my money back. I tell you what, Dennis, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 30 days. Give me your $400 check today. I'm going to set you up. I'm going to teach you how to use it. I'm going to help you show your clients exactly what they need to do. We're going to set up a beacon program. Now, that beacon program is going to cost you another $300. So that's $700 that I'm going to need you to shell out today. But I'm going to show you how, and we're going to set up a beacon program, and we're going to set them around this store. And we're going to have your kiosk sitting here that's going to sign people up. And we're going to start sending out specials. Now, Dennis, those coupons are going to cost you $49 a week. I just want you to know that. But those coupons are going to bring people back into your store so that 89% of the people have a positive brand experience with your store. Now, do you realize, Dennis, what that's going to do for your return customer business? Because let me tell you something, Dennis, 60% of the people that walk in your store aren't coming back. And I'm going to tell you why, Dan, because when I walk in here, nobody ever greets me. And I know that's hard to hear, but try it sometime. Get a couple of your friends that nobody knows here to walk in and let them tell you. I'm telling you this as a friend because I want you to succeed and I want your business to grow. So, Dan, what we need to do is we need to increase the customer engagement. We want to make sure that we increase that positive experience for your clients. What do you think, Dennis? So today it's going to cost you $950. You write me a check. We'll get everything set up. In the next 48 hours, we'll have everything set up in your store. I will be here, and I will make sure that everything's rolling, and it's going to cost you $450 a month thereafter for me to help bring customers in here to have a positive experience so that they tell their friends and so that more people come in and spend money. What do you think, Dennis? You ready to write a check? Absolutely. You know, and people, I'm very forward, okay? Maybe some of you aren't as forward as I am, but I will tell a business in a minute if they suck. In a minute. Why? Because I don't want them going out of business. I want people to tell me if my business is bad, if my customer service is bad. I got the best customer service in the country. I can promise you. And you say, well, how do you know that, Kerry? Because my customers tell me that. My customers say, Kerry, you got the best customer service I've ever seen. When I call you, you answer the phone. When I need something fixed, you fix it immediately. And I do. Why? Because I want them to have that positive experience because they're sending me money every month. Okay? 89% of people are likely to recommend a brand after a positive brand experience on mobile. Nearly 9 out of 10 times when people are helpful or relevant mobile brand experience, they said they would purchase from the brand in the future. 9 out of 10, that's 90% of the people would purchase again. Now, remember a while ago, I told you 6 out of the 10 won't even walk back in the store because they don't have any experience at all. They have zero engagement. There is nothing there for them. They'll go try out your competitor, and they will wait for somebody to welcome them when they walk in the door and thank them for spending their money there. And they will send them out a coupon because you sold them a mobile app also that set up a coupon program, a beacon program, and a kiosk program. And they're all getting their text messages, and they're having that 89% positive experience when they walk in the door. 9 out of 10 people. Now, I can promise you there are businesses here, and there I mentioned right when the kiosk came out, we had a new taco stand open up here. I'll never forget this. I went up there as soon as training was over. I ordered my food. It was terrible. I talked to the guy about his marketing. He said, I've got somebody building a Facebook page. That's all I need. Well, I asked him, I said, well, how are you going to get that Facebook page out there? He said, I don't know. That's what I paid him for. So you don't know what your marketing strategy is and your marketing plan is that you paid for. And I asked him that. And he said, you know what? He said, no, I don't. And I said, well, that's what I'm here for tonight. I said, I came up here to eat. Number one, to see what your food tastes like, because there's several Mexican restaurants in town. And I said, out of the 7 that I frequent, I said, yours is probably the last on the list. I said, your beans were cold, your guacamole was hot, and I said, your sour cream was water. He said, really? I said, yeah. I said, it's still on my plate. I didn't eat it all. And he said, well, I'll talk to the people in the back about that. I said, okay. I said, that's great. You're going to talk to me. But how many people don't come in here and tell you that? I said, so you're going to need right off the bat a reputation management program to manage your people. And I went through the entire spiel. I mean, I literally, honest to God, I went through every single thing we had. But you know what he told me? I don't think businesses need that stuff. Now, this was what? The kiosk system came out what? Back in January, February? They're out of business today. They're closed today. Worst place I ever ate. Why? Because the business owner wouldn't listen. If the business owner doesn't listen, there's nothing you can do to help them. Zero, zilch. Don't keep trying. Don't keep going back. Let them call you if they change your mind. Go talk to businesses that understand they want to stay in business. That is the key to your success. What consumers describe as helpful interactions with brands on mobile are 1.5 times as likely to lead them to purchase, as well as recommend that brand compared to interactions they don't find helpful. I want everybody to answer this question, because you're either sitting there, your brain is going 90 miles an hour, and you're saying, hey, man, I wish Google would have put this out 3 years ago. Or you're thinking, I don't know if I can do this. Okay? How many of you understand that you're in business to do one thing? Create business for your client. Does everybody understand that? Does everybody tell me yes or no? That's what you're in business for. Okay? Is everybody in business? Absolutely. Increase their bottom line. Absolutely. Come on, folks. Wake up. I know some of you are sitting there watching television while I'm talking, and you got to run to your computer. What is it? What is it that you're there to help those people with? I can tell you now, you're there to help them make sure that their customers get a absolute helpful experience using those apps. You need to make sure that happens. 1.5 times. Now, let me tell you what 1.5 times those likely leads does to you. Okay? We've been talking about your clients. Let's talk about what that does for you. Do you not think that when he goes to the Chamber of Commerce and he's sitting there with all those people and he's driving his brand new pickup truck, well, brand new pickup truck here where I live, because that's what everybody drives. He's driving his brand new pickup truck, 2017 Ford that he just paid $70,000 for. He's wearing a new pair of boots and he's got on a new pair of jeans, that people aren't going to realize that, hey, his business has increased and things are happening? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what they're going to say? Dude, what has happened to your business? And then you know what he's going to say? He goes, I will tell you something. I got a marketing guy that I hired. You got a marketing guy? Absolutely. His name is Dan Palmer. And let me tell you the story about Dan Palmer. Dan Palmer came in and he was watching my store. And he was watching to see what was happening. And he let me know that my customer service sucked. And he let me know that I could bring more people in through a greater customer experience. He also showed me a great technology called Beacon Technology, where people can actually come in and do special deals right inside my store. Right inside my store to get special items. And not only that, he set up a kiosk program. Now, let me tell you how cool Dan is. Dan set up a kiosk program that has a birthday program in it that's going to drive people into my store on their birthday. Now, you know what Dan told me? 895 people a month in our town have a birthday every month. So he set up a special program on Facebook to target those people to drive them into our birthday program. That's the kind of marketing guy I got. And the next thing you know, old Dan Palmer gets a phone call. It says, you know what, Dan? My name is Don Lager. And let me tell you something. You did something for Dennis Gray that I need you to do for my business, because my business has been suffering terribly bad. And I need to drive traffic into my store. And he told me that he only had to spend about $1,000 to get this thing started and $450 a month. And he's had a 20% increase in revenue. Can you do the same thing for me? And Dan's going to say, absolutely. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Because see, this is what I believe. I believe if somebody's ready to drop you $1,000 check, you drop everything else and you get there as fast as you can. That's customer service. So now you've increased that business. 1.5 times percent is likely to lead them to purchase. You've increased their sales and recommend their brand. Three most common negative descriptors of mobile brand experiences were, and I hate to say it, but if your people aren't renewing, this is the reason. All right. Neutral, interruptive, and predictive. Does everybody know what disruptive marketing is? Disruptive marketing. It's a new term. I mean, it's really hit the scene here in the last 12 months. I mean, I tried to buy disruptive.com and I should have done it a year ago. But does everybody know what disruptive marketing is? Anybody on here? Has anybody heard of disruptive marketing? I mean, it's literally the hottest thing going right now in the marketing world. That means you go in and you do everything different that everybody else is doing to drive traffic. The two stores on the right and left say, I don't need that crap. And the guy in the middle says, man, I absolutely want it. Just show me how to use it. And the guy in the middle's business is absolutely booming. And theirs is going down. Theirs is going away. You have absolutely disrupted the entire marketing scene around that man's business. And you've totally changed everything. Everybody else sends out coupons on what? The Wednesday paper? You send out coupons on Monday. Everybody else does Facebook ads on Thursday. You do them on Wednesday to drive traffic for the weekend. Everybody else does that has a beacon, has one beacon sitting in the window, hoping that everybody that walks by gets it, picks it up, and it's not going to happen. Okay, that everybody that walks by is going to pick up that beacon and run into the store. That's not going to happen. But you're going to walk in the store and you're going to set up a half a dozen beacons inside that person's store. And now you've actually disrupted his entire sales process, because people are going to come in, they're going to look on their phone, and they're going to go for those sales, and it's going to increase his revenue exponentially. You're not predictive. You're not interruptive, because you're not doing the same things. You're not putting things out there that people don't want. I hate getting things that I don't want. Okay. Interruptive means that you didn't sign up for that text message, or you didn't want it, or you stopped it and you continue to get it. Or neutral. You never want a neutral experience. Every experience you bring that person, you want it to be absolutely amazing. When people have a negative brand experience on mobile, they are over 60% less likely to purchase from that brand in the future than if they have a positive experience. Now, I'm going to tell you, this number right here blew me away. This number blew me away. I talked about this 60% 3 months ago, 2 months ago, whatever it was. And the number hasn't changed. 60% are less likely to purchase from that brand in the future if they have a positive experience. Less likely, okay? They've got to have that positive experience. If it's negative, they're not coming back. How many of you go back to a place to shop that's you've had a negative experience? Anybody on here ever go back to a negative experience and spend all your money there? I don't think so. I mean, I don't, that's for sure. I don't. 46% of the time people had an interruptive mobile experience, they said they would not purchase from that brand in the future. Interruptive, okay? You send it's kind of like telemarketers, all right? You send out your mobile coupon between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night and or midnight when they're asleep and their phone goes off and it makes them wonder what the heck, who's texting this time of night? Is it an emergency? And they get up and it's your text message. Best time to text somebody? Between 9 and 11 in the morning. They're up, they're looking at their phone, and they're doing their thing. Okay? They're doing their thing. Brand experiences on mobile described as neutral are negative drivers of purchase intent and likelihood to recommendation. You are a referral-based marketing company. What are your key ingredients of success for your client is referrals. People are telling somebody to go in and eat. Don tells Dennis. Dennis tells Don. I mean, people go back constantly and they tell these people and they share with, and they constantly are bringing people into your business. Constantly. When people are actively looking for something on their phones, they're more than 2.3 times as likely to make an in-store purchase than if using any other device. That goes back to, and we can talk about real quick, those beacons. Okay? Those beacons. 2.3 times as likely to make an in-store purchase. So here you've got your beacons transmitting out. Okay? Can I post this presentation on the face? Absolutely. Yes, I will. 2.3 times as likely. So you've got your beacon technology set up, okay? You've got your beacon set up. You got a half a dozen beacons in the store. You've got Dennis Gray's nice sign sitting out front that says, hey, make sure you turn on your notifications. When they walk in, they hear it again from the point of sale person. Hey, make sure you turn on your notifications so that you get our specials. 2.3 times more likely to purchase. That is amazing. 2.3 times. There's not a business in the world that would not do something that would increase business 2.3 times. Nobody. This is the most, I'm telling you, everybody listen, and everybody that's not on the training right now that listens to this training, you have to take, and you can actually take these and you can download every slide. I never recommend taking a PowerPoint in, but I do recommend making a sales book that you can flip through this chart and show everybody out there that this is why they need to do this. This is the only thing I've ever seen that I would download, put in a binder, and walk in and talk about. And or if I was going to a chamber or somewhere to do a meeting, I would dang sure have these right here downloaded and inside my presentation. 35% of people who searched on their phone spent more than they expected in the store. People who click on a Google search ad before, and this is just a Google ad right here, okay? But that is true, okay? Search ad. 35% of the people who searched on their phone spent more than they expected in the store. Now, let's say that they walk in the store and you've got the specials tucked away inside their app. And you've got the search bar at the top of the mobile app, and they want to search for jeans that are on sale. And when they search for jeans that are on sale, because you have it keyed into the ad, you got it typed into the ad, okay, those jeans that are on sale are going to pop up. What are they going to do? 35% are more likely to purchase because they searched. They don't have to search on Google. They can search right inside your mobile app to get the information they need for that particular store to purchase at that particular time. Very, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Okay. So let's just recap real quick. All right. And I think it's about 9. It is 9 o'clock. Let me recap real quick. When you get off the call tonight, evaluate what you've been doing. All right. Evaluate your business, evaluate your market. How many of you are in business to make money? Maybe I need to ask that question real quick. How many of you are absolutely in business to make money? You either want to make money to keep your business going, or you want to make money so you can quit your 9-to-5 job, the old job. That you want to do that. How many of you like to make 6 figures a year or 7 figures a year? There's no reason not to make 7 figures a year in today's market. But how many of you like to make enough money so you can walk out of your job? Anybody? Just Dennis Gray? The rest of you, everybody's already self-employed. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want it no other way. I don't think I could work for anybody else. Hadn't done it in a long, long time. You know, absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. So what you got to do is you got to evaluate who you are. Quit selling to the naysayers. You're going to have people out there that's got everything better than you. Hey, congratulate them. Hope they use it and move on. You're not going to sell them. They've already got the roadblock up. They've got the fence up. They've got the iron gate closed on you. They're not listening to you. Move on. Okay? Walk into those businesses with a plan. Walk in there with a plan. But don't just give them a presentation. Talk to them. Talk to them. Yeah, it's very easy to say, and let me go back up here to the top. Let's just have a conversation for a moment. Okay, let's just have a conversation. Al, I just want to share something with you real quick that I think will help increase your business. Google says that 54% of the people, over half of all mobile brand experiences, are image or video based. So let's sit down and let's start mapping out a plan for you that you can use video and images in your mobile app to help drive traffic. Now, Al, there's a couple of ways we can do that. We can use text-based. We can use the kiosk system, which also is set up with the texting system. We can use kiosk and text, and we can also use a beacon technology to drive business inside your store. And what's going to happen, Al, is people are going to sign up into the program, and we're going to send them a message out, and it's going to drive them right to your coupon. And once they get that coupon, it's going to drive them back in here. And when they walk into your store, we're going to give them an experience like they've never had using your mobile app. We're going to set up some special pages so that when they walk up to your sales counters, it gives them a notification and they can open that and they can get a special deal. Al, is that something you'd like to have happen in your business to increase your business? To do a 1.5x increase in your business and to do a 2.5x increase in your business? Is that something you're interested in? You know what, Carrie? That sounds great. What's it going to cost me? I'm going to be right up front with you. It's going to cost you about $1,000. But I think we can turn around and get a 15 to 20% return on that money. Now, I don't know about you, Al, but last time I made an investment, I didn't get a 20% return on my money. Beacons alone can bring you an 8% return on investment. Just beacons alone. Text message marketing can bring you up to 30 to 50% return on your investment. Is that something you're interested in? Absolutely. Let's put the package together. Let's lay it out. We'll work on your ad campaign for your coupons. We'll definitely work on your layout for your beacons, and we're going to set you up a video. Have you ever used video before, Al? No, I've never used that before. Let me tell you something. Video is hot. Video is very, very powerful. 20% of branding is done through video. So we want to make sure not only do we have the video on your app, but we're also going to put it in YouTube. And we're going to make sure that it's SEO, so the search engines pick it up. And I don't know if you knew this, Al, but Google owns YouTube. And so now, see, you're educating him, but I'm not selling him anything. I'm just talking to him. You know, put some inflection in your voice, but share the truth. Don't BS them. Share the truth. And let them know this is going to cost you some money, but you're also going to get a XYZ return on your investment. And you know what's going to happen? Number one, they're going to appreciate you because you're honest with them, because the last 15 people that walked in that store weren't honest with them at all. You're honest with them. You're straight up with them. You're going to set them up in an actual marketing campaign. They're going to be able to see that it works, and your return on investment is going to be tenfold, not only from him, but through your referrals. And that's exactly how you run your business. Walk in. You're their marketing consultant. You need to be their best friend. And I'll tell you why you need to be their best friend, because they are depending on you to keep their business open. And what is a best friend good for? Making sure that everything rolls exactly the way it rolls so that person doesn't get in trouble. You got his back. You got his back. Any questions at all? Any questions at all? How many of you going to set up? How many of you going to set up tonight now and say, "Hey, man, I need to go out and start talking to my current customers because I know I can go out and get another $1,000 out of them and really help their business grow and keep them for a customer for the long haul." Any questions at all? I am going to make this available. I will make this link available on YouTube. And we're going to get back on track next week. I hope you enjoyed the information tonight. I think it will make a huge difference in your business. It was eye-opening for me when I saw the numbers, and I pretty much do this every day, but I just didn't know why I was doing it until now. I just knew it worked. But there's one thing I've always said: numbers never lie. They never lie. Statistics never lie. Thank you, Dennis Gray. Everybody have a great evening. I will post this in the group. It's already, if you're a member of the YouTube channel, you got access to it. So, but these are great numbers, great stats. These are downloadable. You can actually download each one of these slides and make you a nice presentation with these. And use it for your presentations. Good night, everybody. God bless. And do not forget to keep Woodrow and all of those folks in Florida and in Houston in your prayers.